They're slowly dying. Like, God knows if you step on an ant. So if he knows that, then what? He knows what's going on in your life. Right, church? Man, like if he knows like the number of hairs on your head, like I know it's like we're joking, like for real, most of us have more hair on our head. Like if you're like, hey, today's assignment is you got to sift through and count how many hairs are on your head. Like most of us wouldn't even want to start to attempt that. Because it's like that's a crazy large number. And who knows that number? God knows the number. Well, for who? Which person? Everybody. What? All right, so how much stuff does God know? God knows how much, church? God knows everything. And then this last section, we're going to have some really good points. And I say to you, everyone who confesses me before men, the Son of Man will confess him also before the angels of God. But he who denies me before men will be denied before the angels of God. And everyone who speaks a word against the Son of Man, it will be forgiven him. But he who blasphemes or speaks against the Holy Spirit, it will not be forgiven him. I'm going to explain that some more here in a minute. Verse 11, when they bring you before the synagogues and the rulers and the authorities, do not worry about how or what you are to speak in your defense or what you are to say, for the Holy Spirit will teach you in that very hour what you ought to say. So remember, Jesus is talking to his inner 12, right? And he's probably telling them like in a supernatural sense, you're going to be able to quote the entire Old Testament on command without a Bible because they have what? They have the Holy Spirit. All right? Like I'm not saying that this verse applies to me the exact same way, but we're still going to learn a principle from this. So, if you confess me before men, I'll confess you before the angels of God. If you deny me before men, what? Deny before God. And here's something else. If you speak against the Son of Man, which John 12, it's like if you speak against the claims of the Son of Man, that's one thing. Like Jesus claims to be the Son of God, and you're like, I don't know about that. Like, what if I said that? What if I said, I am God's Son in the flesh? You could just be like, I don't think you are. Like, how do we know? But what does the Holy Spirit do? The Holy Spirit performs miracles. So, if Jesus just claimed to be God's Son, you might discredit that. But what can you not discredit that Jesus did? Miracles.